What's poppin' YouTube? What's going on? I just want all you people out there to see what fucking $1,300 look like. Yes, $1,300 is what I paid for all this crap. First off, let me start by saying I found out that kid name, the one that I call the reseller, the one that I be buying box stuff from, and I think I brought the Super Nintendo box. The Super Nintendo was fucked up, but the box was nice. The Super Soaker, not Super Soaker, the Super Scope. And I brought some games and shit from him before. Found out his name was Michael. So for Michael, I got the box to Dreamcast, the clear Game Boy, the Super Nintendo Power Plug with the box, 41 games, and the Super Nintendo Game Genie. So I got all that stuff from him, and I got the Super Mario 2 for the Game Boy as well, and I think I got that. I either got that Spawn figure or that Marv figure from him. I think I either got two figures from him or one. I don't even remember where I got what figure from who, but whatever. I got that I think from him. Then also I got from John. I got the box 360 that I forgot to ask them for a couple of weeks ago. Nobody brought it though, so thank God, because I need the box or want the box. I don't know if I need the system. I'm pretty sure he don't have nothing for the system. I told him to keep the two controllers he had and stuff was busted up, so I didn't want that. I don't have the Lego Batman game or the 360 Pure game, but I'm pretty confident I'll come across them, so I can put them in that. That is the Xbox 360 Elite. Which I believe it comes with a 120 gig hard drive. So hopefully I have a cord, which I doubt it, but I'll have to see if it works. I got that from John. So again, I got the Xbox One 512 gig the box from him, along with that and those games up there. So from him again, I got the box 360, the empty Xbox One S box, and 31 games. And then from that dude Andrew, the one that I got the Sega Saturn from like over a month ago, and all those Star Wars figures, a lot of shit I got from him. He showed up today. This was his, I think he missed two or three Thursdays. But from him, I got 3 Xbox controllers, 2 Nintendo / Sega Genesis adapters. They're very light, but they work for both systems. Excuse me, that's what I was waiting for. A Switch case and 38 games. And then from this Russian guy, he this is his first time coming. Skinny Russian guy. I was talking to this kid I know named Josh. He's a motorsman from the city. His mom was sitting on a bench. Well, not a bench, but actually on one of the tables. And, you know, we always give each other hugs and kisses and stuff. And I was like, where's Josh? He's like, oh, he's over there. So when I saw him over there, I was like, oh, the guy must have games over there, because he only goes, forever this kid is always buying and looking for games. But he got a badass amount of games. He got some nice games for the guy. And I think he paid cheap. I mean, this guy had nothing but games. I'm talking about nothing but games. He didn't have any systems, just all games. And he said, yeah, he just came out to try it once. He did say he was going to another market, but he wasn't pricey, but I couldn't understand I couldn't really understand with his accent. And I was too tired, lazy, and way too much pain to try to get his number. So whatever he has, you know, what's meant for you is meant for you. What's meant for Caesar is meant for Caesar. So it is what it is. And I paid him a lot. The mass majority of the money did go to him, because from him, I got 108 games. That's everything you see here. This stack, that stack, that stack, that stack, these. I don't know who I got that from. I don't even remember. This I got from Andrew. I got this, all these GameCube games, these 3 controllers, that. this stuff and that little stack right behind it. And again, from John, I think that's an Xbox wire, a little stand for I think a Wii U, and then that little remote Wii U and remote antenna thingamajig. And these also I got from this stack, and this stack I also got from the Russian guy. So again, from John, I got the Xbox One S box, empty. He had stuff in it, and I was like, hey, what do you want for the box? And he sold me the box. This Xbox 360, the system I think is dirty and a little messed up. I won't be shocked if it doesn't work, but whatever. It's in there. That's the only thing that's in there. It has all the inserts and stuff, so that's cool. And then this stuff here. So again, let's just talk about that. So since I'm already here, the Xbox One S, empty box, and the 360 Elite. He just gave me the system. I really wanted the box, so he gave me that. It's a 120 gig hard drive on top of this Elite. I don't know if it works. If I have one downstairs, I'll just replace it. And then these games here. So starting over here for the DS, we got Theme Park, My Amusement Park 2-pack with Digging for Dinosaurs, Pets Nursery 2, Disney's Club Penguin, Phineas and Ferb, Ride Again, Littlest Pet Shop. I think that game is sealed. And then for the Nintendo, we got Double Dribble, or the NES, whatever you want to call it. And then here you have the PS4, Madden 17, PS3, Battlefield, PS3, Phineas and Ferb, I think Second Dimension, Shaun White Snowboarding, Major League Baseball 11, The Show, Dead Island Riptide, Lego Harry Potter, and then Madden NFL 12, and then Xbox One Watch Dogs. That's also sealed. And then that Uno game for the DS in this case. And then for the Wii, we got Bust a Move Bash, Spore Hero, Mario Kart 8 is not in there, it's another game, Block Party, Spiderwick, SpongeBob's Boating Bash, We Play, Skylanders, Trap Team, and Giants. And then SpongeBob Truth or Square. And then we also have Toy Story 3, Chicken Shot, Skylanders, Swap Force, and then for the GameCube, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2003. That's not the wife Smash Out the Windows edition either. So all that stuff I got from John. John only wanted $20 for all these games. He's like, listen, just take all the games for 20. So I paid 20 for that, and I paid 5 for that antenna thing, that and that. And then this box here was 10, and this box was 15. So there you have that. And then again from that Spanish kid Michael, we're going to call herself. I don't remember where I got that Killer Instinct game from. So I didn't even count that. I didn't even count that Super Mario 2 game, but the game was in the back of this that I got from that kid Mike. This was all $50. And then I got this whole stack right here, along with the Sega Dreamcast in great condition, boxed. I looked online and on eBay, people wanted fucking like over $100 for a Sega Dreamcast box, an empty box. And a couple people that did have it on Facebook Marketplace, they wanted 180 to 200. Nobody wanted to go less than that for the Sega Dreamcast. Because I have an extra one downstairs that I did pick up on a Thursday. And that kid was there today, but he didn't have any video game related stuff. If he would have said, oh, you missed it. He damn sure would have said that, but he didn't even say that, so I guess he didn't bring any. So again, from Mike, I got for PS2, we got True Crimes, Streets of LA, Max Payne, Tekken 4, Art of Fighting, Top Gun, Combat Zones, and then you got Jack and Dexter, Jaws Unleashed, Batman Arkham Asylum for the 360. Then we got a game called Last Remnant, also for the 360. Then for the original Xbox, we got Lara Croft Tomb Raider Legend. Then for the Wii U, we got Smash Brothers Wii U. Then for the Wii, we got Smash Brothers Brawl. Then for the PS3, we got Street Fighter 4. And then for the PSP, we got Gone in 60 Seconds, the movie. I love that movie, so why not get it? Then for the original PlayStation, we got Driver, Crash Bandicoot Warp, and then Tomb Raider 2, the Greatest Hits Edition. Then for the Sega Genesis, we got Ariel the Acrobat, Sonic Classics, Taz and Escape from Mars, Paperboy, Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics, Antes, excuse me. Or no, that is Antics. Well, whatever. Lethal Enforcers, Gunfighters, Lethal Enforcers, and then Ariel, the Little Mermaid. Then here again, you have the Super Nintendo Power Plug with the box, beat the shit, but still in all. Then you got the Super Nintendo Game Genie right here in the corner. Then we got these Nintendo games. We got Jaws, Top Gun, Operation Wolf, Bart's Space Mutants, Rambo, and then for the Super NES, we got Killer Instinct, Gradius 3, Lion King, F-Zero, WWF Superstar, Super WrestleMania, excuse me, Cool Spot, Mario's Time Machine, and then for the Sega Genesis, we got Road Rash, and then we have, for the Game Gear, Taz. So we got all that stuff from that dude, Mike. And then the Russian dude, again, I didn't catch his name, so we're just going to go by the Russian dude. So all this was his. So here for the Sega Genesis, we got X-Men, Radical Rex, Dragon's Fury, Pit Fighter, Dinosaur's Tale, Disney's Aladdin, Wonder Boy and Monster World, Cyborg Justice, Garfield Caught in the Act, The Pirates of Dark Water, Virtual Bot, Trampoline Terror, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, Super Hang-On, Kid Chameleon, Mortal Kombat 2, Lethal Enforcers Gunfighters, Streets of Rage 2, Light Crusade, Zool, Tiny Toon Adventures, Bustin' Hidden Treasure. That's the same game. That's just the title. And then Ooze. There's also another game here somewhere. I don't know where the hell. Oh yeah, it's right here. And then also Mortal Kombat 3. It's ripped. That's why I put it over here. So all those. And then going into these stacks, we have Plock, Chester Cheetah, Wild Wild Quest. I can't make that game out in the bottom here. All in the bottom. It's too small to make out. Best of the Best Championship Karate, RoboCop versus the Terminator, Joe and Mac, Space Ace, The Adventures of Dr. Franken, Super Ninja Boy, Krusty's Super Fun House, Street Fighter 2, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, The Lawnmower Man, Super Street Fighter 2 again. It's interesting. Okay, no, the other one is Street Fighter 2 and then Super Street Fighter 2. Okay. Art of Fighting, Demolition Man, The Ren and Stimpy Show, Lethal Enforcers, F-Zero, Beauty and the Beast, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, Cubit 3, Ranma Half, Hard Battle, 10 Star, RoboCop 3, Final Fight, Tom and Jerry, Ultimate Fighter, The Simpsons, Bart's Nightmare. What's this one here? I can't make that out. It's too... Bust Loose. Porky Pig something. Bugs Bunny, Rabbit Rampage, Spider-Man and X-Men Arcade's Revenge, and then a Daffy Duck game, and Timon and Puma's something game. So I got all that from that guy, and then moving on to this. For the PSP, it looks like there is Rengoku, The Godfather, Sega Genesis Collection, Need for Speed Underground Rivals, Dead to Rights, Reckoning, Capcom Classics Collection, Ape Escape on the Loose, Platypus or Plat type, whatever the fuck it is. Cow Challenges, Dexter, The Hustle, Detroit Streets, which is a pool game I like. Castlevania, Tekken Tag Team. Then you got Jack and Dexter, Saints Row. I out of hell. And those, yeah. So those games, starting from Castlevania, those are PS3 games. My bad. As you see here, I got caught up. So those are PS3, not PSP. And then for the Wii, you got Super Mario Galaxy, Tenchi Shadow Assassins. Then for the Switch, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and then South Park The Fractured But Whole. And then for the DS, we have Death Jr., Bomberman, Crash, Spider-Man 3, and Need for Speed Most Wanted. And then over here, in this stack, we have, let's see if I can make these out. For the NES, Phantom Fighter, Skate or Die 2, Ghouls and Goblins, Gauntlet 2, Boy and His Blob, Amagon, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, The Untouchables, Air Fortress, Predator, Heavy Barrel. I can't make that game out. Then above that, you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 arcade game, and then you have, what's that? Spelunker, I believe. That's empty, so that's not even worth talking about. Again, I don't remember where these came from, but you have the original Xbox Dead or Alive 3, 360's Connect Adventures, this PSP sample disc, Beavis and Butthead for the Sega Game Gear. For the Game Boy Advance, you have Batman, Masters of the Universe, and Lego Star Wars 2. And then for the Nintendo 64, you have Ready or Rumble 2 Boxing, Biofreaks, Fighter's Destiny, and you have Tonic Trouble. Then again for the NES, you have Castling, and then Dragon Spirit. So all that came from the Russian dude. So again, everything here, and then those two stacks of games came from that Russian cat. So that was a lot of money, because some of these games are anywhere from $15 and up. Most games are based at 10 or better. He did do a little better than 10 on each of them, because I took all of them. I mean, I took almost everything. He did have a lot of other games, and the price he wanted was crazy for all the other shit he had, because he had like loose games like this and binders, and some of them were anywhere from $5 up to $45, depending on the title. He said he went home and he did his research. This I paid $10 for this from somebody else. I thought it was really cool and I got it. And then this again, I don't remember who the hell I got this from. I believe I got that Marv from that kid Michael when I bought this stuff, but I went back later on and I think I paid I think he gave me this for like $5 or something like that. I don't even remember. And then last but not least, we have this stack of stuff that I got from Andrew. I paid up for this. I mean, I didn't pay crazy. The most expensive shit here was all this stuff. This stuff that I got from the Russian dude and no stack of games. Because most of these games are anywhere from, mass majority of them are $15 and up. So from Andrew, I was trying to pick out stuff. He said, listen, because he knew I was going to buy everything anyway. He said, listen, I give you a great deal. Just take the whole box. He had like this beat up cardboard box with this stuff in it. And I was like, oh man, I must have missed some stuff today. He said, well, you missed some G.I. Joes. Somebody bought all my G.I. Joes. But as far as games, I just put them out. And he was actually still bringing shit out. So, and I don't think he's the kind of person to lie or give a fuck about anybody's opinion on if he's lying or not. So let me show you what I got from him. So for the Wii, we got this Eminem's kart racing, Raven Rabbids, Family Feud, Price is Right, Garfield Show, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Raven Rabbids 2, and then Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. So this person definitely, kids. Then moving on, for the GameCube, we have Cars, Happy Feet, Pac-Man World 2, Spider-Man, Haunted Mansion, Finding Nemo, Shark Tale, SpongeBob, Spider-Man 2, Pac-Man World 2. So there's two copies of those. Tony Hawk, American Wasteland, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo Unmasked, Frogger's Adventure, Frogger Beyond, Open Season, Robots, some Tonka game, Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, Over the Hedge, Sonic, Shadow Hedgehog, another Scooby-Doo game, All-Star Baseball, and then Aggressive Inline. So I'm only going to keep a handful of these games. Like, I already know which ones I'm most likely going to keep. The 2 Spider-Man games. And probably all 3 the Scooby-Doos and the Aggressive Inline. And that Shadow Hedgehog. Those are the only ones I'm keeping. All the other ones I'm going to try to resell them. These guys, I'll probably keep them. So for the Xbox One, you got the blue, the red, and the blick. And the blick. But you're blick. You are blick. Then you got these. I guess these go to the Switch or something like that. And then for the 3DS, you got this Pilot Rings Resort. Then, of course, you got these 2. These are the ones I was talking about, the adapters that, they're basically, they weigh nothing. Like, I think like 5 sheets of paper weigh more than this. But it has 2 prongs here. The thicker one to go into the NES, and then this one to go into the Sega Genesis. So there's 2 of those. He had a whole bunch of these boxed, and I think somebody brought them all. Then also this for like the GameCube and whatever, but this looks like it's kind of broken here. I didn't notice that. And then also these games, you got Fight Night Champion for the PS3. Then you got Ty, the Tasmanian Tiger for the original Xbox. Then for the Wii, we got here Cars, Toons, Mater's Tales, Nicktoons, Attack of the Toy Bots, Tony Hawk Shred, and then for the PS2, ESPN. So of course, yeah, a lot of these games aren't like holy shit, yay, but it's it's a whole bunch of games, tons of games. So I am gonna keep, some obviously, and then the rest I'm gonna sell off. Some games I might look up and see if they're around $20, $30. But really, I'm more into gameplay than just looking up a game because of the price. Because again, I got $1,300 into this. Some of y'all might say, "What? You paid $1,300 for that?" Let me tell you something. I went to that shitty ass digital press yesterday, and I seen a lot of these games. I even seen them selling games like this for like anywhere from like $5 to $6 and up. Just loose like this. I was there just yesterday. You guys should have seen. I think I posted the video. If I didn't, I will. I went there, and it's funny because this dude named Dan that I don't like. I ain't gonna front. I ain't like him for a lot of the wrong reasons. Let's put it that way. I mean, I can be fair to say that. Sometimes I'm just an asshole. And well, I am an asshole, but. And I'm not just saying that because he brought it today, and then last Sunday he gave me that banging ass Mario All-Star Super NES box with the insert, and he brought that stuff. But because I went to my guy in J&L, he tried to hit me in my head, but I don't get offended by Leslie because Leslie's been a cheap Chinese guy forever. He's like that with his own family and employees that work there, so I'm used to it. But Digital Press, they had these nonchalant, why you here attitude. You don't need to be like, just like a lot of people who own, like there's like, oh my God, I ain't gonna say it. There's a comic shop that, I'm not gonna even mention it because, but the same attitude. Like, I don't like that. Like, I'm coming here to spend my fucking money and I feel like you have an attitude like you better than, I don't like that shit. But anyhow, so their prices are high. And of course, like any video game store, why would you sell your video game boxes when you can use that box to complete a system? It was kind of a rhetorical question in a way, and I was shockingly shocked. Ironically shocked is the word I wanted to say when I asked them that question, and they didn't even get smart or assholish because everything else was kind of smug. Then the price he offered me for the stuff was a fucking insult. Like, come on, man. A 3DS XL Galaxy system. We all know what those go for. Kind of beat up. A clear pink Game Boy Advance. A fucking lime green Game Boy Color. Come on now. and a bronze DSi-LL system. That's like that's about $200 too. That's only about $40 to $50 less than a decent condition Galaxy. Then I gave all those fucking Zelda games and a Game Boy Color Zelda game. Then on top of that, there was also the fucking blue Pokemon game in there. Like, come on, y'all. Holla at your boy. These niggas talking about 300 something. Now I'm like, yo. Oh, and Casper for the Super NES. Now, some of y'all are like, damn, but yeah, those titles are dope, and you brought this stuff. Yeah, because one, I'm going to keep some of this stuff. Two, I'm going to sell the rest of it off. And yeah, I might not make my 13. I might make it, I might not. But at the end of the day, I'll still be keeping some cool-ass games while I re-up or try to gain some of the money back that I spent, which is my plan anyway. And again, like I said, I don't care if a game's worth $200. I'm going to try to use it for trade or to sell it to buy other shit, which is what I did today. I went there with like $900 in my pocket, and I got more, and I got extra money from that dude Dan for the stuff that I sold him. Oh, and also the Xbox 360 Star Wars R2-D2. It didn't have the Kinect camera. It didn't have the C-3PO controller. It was just the R2 unit. And the person I was going to give all that stuff to, now he's starting to downplay shit. So I'm getting to the point where I'm going to stop dealing with Eunice on a lot of shit, because now it gets to the point where he wants to almost look up every little thing now. And on top of that, it's getting to the point where he's starting to nitpick and downgrade or downplay my shit. And I don't like that. It is what it is, man. I mean, I personally don't like that, but anyhow, so I got all this bullshit. And then, these I got from this black dude, African dude that sells a lot of shoes and shit. That gold label, multiverse figure. And that Luigi, was it Amiibo or Amiibo, whatever. That was, $10 for both of them. So I grabbed that as well. So that's basically everything I brought here. So everything came up to about 13. Some of you guys, excuse me, might not think it's worth that. Well, I know just as much about video gaming as I do about G.I. Joe's, Transformers, comic books. Vintage toys that some of them like, get the fuck out of here. No, I do. I don't really play games like I used to. I don't know about Pokemon. I don't know about Pokemon anything. Cards, games, and nothing. But just because I don't know about Zelda, Pokemon, some of those games I'm not into. I was never into those. I do love Breath of the Wild, Zelda for the Switch. I don't know why I brought it, but I did buy it. I loved it, and I beat it. That's the only Zelda game I like. Metal Gear Solid. I think Metal Gear Solid was the only game that they've ever made from the Metal Gear series that I love. Just like Splinter Cell. That one Splinter Cell game, not the first, but the second one I liked the best. And I played it, beat it, but every other Splinter Cell I played, I just didn't like. So, you have certain games that I'm like okay with, but 9 out of 10, these are some decent titles. I would give you guys an encore, but I don't need to. Like, for instance, this is easy. Some of you don't like Ludacris. So this is like a $15 game all day. BioFreak's another $10, $15 game. That's a $15 game. This game I didn't look up, so I don't know. But, you got games like Disney's Timon and Pumbaa. This is easily a $15, $25 game. Most of these Super Nintendo games are around 15 and up. In this pile alone. Most of these Nintendo games are around 12 and up. All this stuff here, all these PSP games are around 15 and up. The PlayStation 3 games are roughly, Saints Row is the cheapest one. That's like $12. Tenchi and Super Mario Galaxy is like 15. Tenchi is probably 15 to 25. These Switch games, I believe South Park is like 15. The Mario is around 14, 15. The Tony Hawk is around $20. Def Jr. for the DS, that's like a $15 game. Bomberman is like a $15-$20 game. Crash is like a $15-$20 game. Spider-Man 3 is around 12 to 18. So Need for Speed is like another $15 game. So that all that shit adds up, and there's 108 games that I got from this Russian guy. Dragon Spirit, that's probably like a $15-$25 game. I mean, it ranges. This stuff, Andrew hooked me up. I paid like $130 for all these GameCube games, and we all know even a shitty GameCube game is around $8 to $10. You know what I'm saying? GameCube games, there are no $40-$50 games here. Probably this probably the only one that's probably worth over 20 or around that. And maybe the Scooby-Doo's, because I think Scooby-Doo games are kind of up there. I believe the Spider-Man games are maybe around 10. You know what I'm saying? But I think most of these games are around, give or take, around $10 at least. And let's say if they're 5, 10, 15, 20. So here you have, so you got 40, right? So you got $80 right here. Then here will be like another $120 just in these. And that's at $5 each. These games are probably like a couple of bucks each. I would say maybe $2 or $3 each. So I'm not gonna even count those. So that's how I do my what's it called. And then of course you got we all know these controllers are around minimum $20. And there's 3 of them here. These 2 I would probably say around 25. So that's already 50. So 120 and 50 is already 170. I don't know what these go for. I don't even know if they're legit or not, but I ain't counting those. That's like, let's say 10. So that's already $180. I'm not counting this stupid ass case. And then these games here, you figure another, let's say $20. So you're already at $200 here. So I'm already without these, you know what I mean? And I'm saying combined all together, I got $1,300 into all this. Again, I think with John, I spent like $60, $20 for that stack, 15 for this box. He threw in the Elite because he didn't give a shit if it worked or not. Neither did I. I just wanted the box, and I would pay $15 for an Xbox for any video game system box, as long as it's presentable. I don't care about shit being pristine, as long as it's in the box, presentable. When I do decide to sell off this crazy collection of stuff, whoever buys it gonna be like, well, hey, everything is boxed. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how damaged the box is. If you have the box for anything, especially a video game system, people always gravitate toward that because it's a nice collection, because everything is boxed. It makes it a lot more simple and easier. And then this box, again, why not? You know what I mean? And then from that kid Mike, I got all this stuff. And this was about $300, I believe. Because all his games, like, he gave me all the price. He said, yo, for you, he was charging everybody else 10, 15. I mean, 15, 20. And he gave me all of them for $10 each. And again, come on, man. True Crimes of Streets of LA for the PS2, Max Payne, Tekken 4, Art of Fighting, Jaws for the PS2. I mean, Lara Croft is like a $15, $20 game for the original Xbox. Smash Brothers for the Wii and Wii U, those are $15 to $25 all day. Street Fighter 4, that's like a $15, $20 game. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself, Lethal Enforcers and Lethal Enforcers Gunfighters, those are like $15 to $25 games. You know what I'm saying? Paperboy is like 15. Taz is like 15. Sonic Classics like 20, 25. Arrow the Acrobat is like a $10 to $15 game. So, I mean, Mario's Time Machine, that's like 15 to 25. Like, everything fluctuates. I mean, this Game Boy is easily, because the regular one, they go for like $70, $80. And this works. So, to get this clear one in this condition for fucking, I mean, come on. All day, $80 to $100. I've seen people at toy shows that have video games. They wanted $125, $130 for this. And I wasn't mad at them, because this is a more rare one than the regular one, because the clear one goes for a lot more than the regular one. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm doing. Not that I have to validate to you guys what I paid. I don't need to validate nothing to anybody that I paid for something to be helped or self validated for anything. I've been doing this for a long time. I know how to hustle, and I know what I'm doing. And we think about it, it's a lot of games here. There's probably what? Let me see if I can count it up right. So 31. So we got 69 here. So 69 and 41. 69 and 41 is 110. So 110 and 108 is 218 games plus those two up there and these two. So you figure 222 games is what I have here. 222 games. 222 games at $10 a pop just for the games. That's over $2,000. So if we do 200 games at $5 each, that's just shy over $1,000 just for the games. Now, yeah, you're like, okay, well, you gotta take in effect that this goes for like at least $1, right? All day. A Dreamcast in a box is gonna be like 150 to 200. So let's just say 200 between a Dreamcast and that. So that's 1,000 plus. That's already 1,200. An empty box nowadays is around 50 to 70 bucks. So let's say 50 bucks. So that's 250 right there. So that's 1,250. 1,250, right? And then you got $50 here. That's 1,300. So either way you look at it, I already made my money back, and that's not even including these two figures, which I could sell for $10 each. And then those there. Now you're probably like, dude, yeah, you're saying all that, but in reality, where like you're not even, you're just basically breaking even. Yeah. The thing is, if you buy a lot of stuff, especially a lot of basic shit, but it adds up, especially if you know you're keeping stuff, it's not bad when you break even. Because I'm keeping that Dreamcast, I'm definitely keeping that Xbox box, and I'm keeping the 360 box, whether that Elite is in good condition or not. So those automatically being kept, and I'm keeping the mass majority of all the dope ass games. So I will be selling shit off. So if I can get at least, if I can get $600 to $700 for the stuff that I'm not keeping, I'm already up. Why? Because that helps support. It's putting money in my pocket, but at the same time, it's actually helping me for the stuff that I'm keeping. Like, for instance, I'm going to give you a prime example. I'm keeping F-Zero. I love that game. I'm keeping Cool Spot, Mario's Time Machine, Road Rash. I'm keeping the best copy of Killer Instinct. All the Simpson games I'm keeping. I might keep all the movie-related games just because they're movie-related. I'm keeping that Game Genie. I'm keeping this Power Plug. Over here, for instance, I'm keeping True Crimes LA, Max Payne, Tekken 4, Art of Fighting, Jack and Dexter. I'm keeping those. The Lara Croft I'm keeping. The Smash Brothers and what's it called? I'm not. The Street Fighter 4 I'm keeping. Driver I'm keeping. Crash Bandicoot I'm keeping. The Tomb Raider 2 I'm keeping. I'm just, whatever I have, I'm going to upgrade or update. Like, for instance, Aero the Acrobat, Ariel Little Mermaid, Paperboy, Tasmanian, whatever, Sonic Classics, the Lethal Enforcers, I'm keeping those. Those are all I'm keeping. Well, I'm keeping all those. I don't mean that's all I'm keeping. I mean, more than half the shit I'm keeping. Again, I already told you what I'm doing with the GameCube games. If none of the games here that I like, the Shadow Heart Hedgehog, I'm definitely keeping. The Spider-Man games, I'm gonna look up most of the gameplay for these, and if the gameplay looks interesting for most of this stuff, I'll keep it. If not, like almost everything over here, I'm not keeping. Everything I got from this guy, I'm not keeping. I may keep the SpongeBob's, but there's nothing else over here I'm definitely keeping. You know what I'm saying? Double Dribble, that's actually a pretty dope basketball game for what it was in its time, but I'm not keeping that. You know what I'm saying? So there's games I automatically know I'm not going to keep, and there's games that I know I might keep, but I want to look them up and see. I want to see the gameplay on them. So yeah, so we'll just basically see what's up with that. So I'm gonna do that, but I am gonna go out and grab something to eat because there's nothing in the house. Actually, I might just eat something in the house. I don't think I'm gonna go out and eat anything. I'm tired of spending money. I spent enough today alone. So yeah, man. So there you have it. I mean, you know, a lot of these games are pretty badass. So it'll grow my library, and you know, it is what it is. And I'll get rid of the stuff that I don't want. And again, I'm gonna look at gameplay, and depending on what the gameplay is, I'll keep it. And if I don't like it, I get rid of it. And that is that. That's basically how it goes. So I have a whole bunch of shit coming from eBay from Evil Bay. I got a lot of handhelds and shit that I purchased on Evil Bay. There was a live stream on Evil Bay, and I bought a lot of shit from 2 different people. So I have a lot of handheld stuff coming. So we'll see how that pans out. And yeah, I gotta start buying some more boxes, because like I said, I want to go for a complete boxed handheld and console stuff. I don't really give a fuck about boxes for video games. I mean, of course, CDs you want them in the boxes, but like cartridges and shit, I don't care about that. I mean, if I ever come across a whole shitload of empty cases, I would not pass it up, but I don't need it. And on top of that, I had to go to my mechanic and drop off $1,600 to him, because he did a lot of work to the truck that needed to be done. And right now, I have to pay him for the turbos replacement and labor on that. And then I also got the Mustang. What do you call that? Oh my god! I got an oil change, because it's a high performance car, very powerful engine. So of course, the more wear and tear you put on it, and the more you put the pedal to the floor, you got to change the oil out, especially when it tells you to. I waited a whole week, which is something I would never recommend to nobody. That was a stupid thing on my half, but no chemicals or rust or metals got in the valves and stuff, so I was lucky. But that's something I would never do again. Once it tells me that, if it's like not on the weekend, the next day or two I should fix that, because I was definitely putting the pedal to the floor last weekend and this whole week. So I was lucky, and I would never ever recommend that for anybody. Don't be stupid, because that was definitely a fucking stupid thing. I could have fucked my whole engine up. Once you get a message on your message board for anything that has something to do with your car, don't take it lightly. Trust me on that. And on top of that, my mechanic Ruben told me that he had to put a new battery. I said, dude, you didn't have to do that, because I still have a warranty. So he put a new battery in it, but he said, don't worry about it. He'll just take it out and swap it. And I said, cool. So he swapped out my old one. He gave me my old one. I took it to AutoZone, where I brought it from. And since most of their batteries been sitting on shelves for 6 months to a year, they had like 5. And the only one that they had out of 5, only one had 40% charge left. So they gave me that one. But what they did was they're charging it overnight. And I told them I'll be back tomorrow, probably before around 12-ish or something like that, and to pick it up. And I'm going to take it straight to Ruben. And then he's going to put that one back in, because I have warranty on it. So he's going to put that one back in my truck, and I don't have to pay him the $300 for the other battery. Because I guess when the alternator was acting up, it destroyed the battery. So yeah, so I had to put a new battery in it. Well, we got to put a new battery, so at least I don't have to pay for that. And I know some people was like, because one of my boys was like, damn, son, you having a lot of issues with that truck. I said, yo, first of all, you keep forgetting that fucking truck was, I found out that truck was I think an Enterprise rental. First of all, it's a pickup truck, and 2, it's a rental. Everybody know, just like the police department, they fuck up these cars. And the only difference between regular civilian vehicles and law enforcement vehicles, for those who may not know, law enforcement vehicles, they go by hours. Civilian vehicles go by mileage. And any law enforcement, I don't give a fuck if it's DA, ICE, ADA, DWA, TWA, FBI, NSA, all of them go by hours. Because there's all the hours on the road that you use it, not mileage. Because you could be sitting on stakeouts, and that still puts wear on the vehicle. So I'm saying too many secrets that you guys shouldn't know. But anyway, so yep. And it's a beautiful truck. It's a great truck. It's reliable. That truck pulled a lot of crazy hauls, even when it was not at its best. So I'd be a fool and a moron to not sit there and take care of it. There's a true saying, and that saying is exactly true. You take care of your vehicles will take care of you. And I know that sounds contradictory, being that I just mentioned the message board early last week, on my fucking almost $70,000 Mustang. That is something I would never do again. Just like the next time I have some kind of battery or electrical issue, I'm going to nib it in the butt and take care of it then. Because by me, I'll do it, I fucked up, and I wound up paying $900 for a tow, and me and my dog and my son on a hot slave ship day, thanks to my boy, you know, thanks to my boy down in he looked out for us. But outside of him, that was not a really good experience. And of course the ride up, the guy was real cool, and that was a pretty dope experience. That's the second time I had to be towed up from down that area, and both experiences were great. It wasn't a great experience taking money out of my pocket, but it was a great experience being that both truck drivers were pretty dope. But yeah, man, that's it, y'all. This is everything, and catch you guys on the flip side, man. Peace.